This is Grayman Media content.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Devin.
We founded a media company to help promote local artists and goof off with our friends.
It's not always easy running all these shows, but we decided to add another to our list.
This is The Other Show.
So we're filming a Let's Play.
We are, yes. It's called 12 Minutes.
Yeah. What are you thinking so far?
It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. After having you watch the footage of the... Can you get a grip?
Of?
The chair?
All right, got one.
After having you watch the footage from my initial gameplay, does that help?
With?
The game, Jessica.
Play it? I mean, it's cool to see what you've already tried and like how it wouldn't or would let you do things here and there. Because like I bet now because of how you progressed it with that extra hour essentially we played, you could probably honestly try to stab yourself and it'd probably let you do it this time.
Yeah, I was also thinking about that. We're about 2 hours in to, well, I'm about 2 hours into playing this game. How do you think it's going to end? Or I guess...
I'm assuming you go into those other locked doors somehow.
The ones in the hallway that you didn't even know about until
you played. But like then I was trying to figure out why on her body you picked up a key ring that had like 5 keys on it. I wonder if eventually you can leave and you have to go into one of those rooms and figure something out, or you go there and hide. Because maybe you're supposed to call the cops, figure something out, and like get out alive, and then you go hide in one of those other rooms maybe. I don't know. But that would be a way for the game to keep going.
But how does it end?
I don't know, I guess the whole thing is her like she's trying to hide this watch.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the truth out of that. The question is, why are you trying to get the truth?
Well, I don't think that's the question. The truth is always important, right?
Yes. But you're trying to get the truth out of her, and then the question is, what do you do with that truth, or if it's just more for yourself? Because you've been stuck in this time loop knowing that your wife's lying to you, and the conclusion at the end is you're just happy knowing the truth.
And
even though I'm assuming
stuck
she's
in
dead.
The time loop?
No, you'd get out of it somehow. I don't know.
So the end is that you'd get out of the time loop.
Yeah, probably. Or figure out why. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to know why we're in the time loop in the first place. And I'm hell-bent on talking to this man.
I don't think you can talk to him. The amount of times you've tried.
You can talk to this man.
Unless you can you probably need another piece of information.
Yeah. I haven't unlocked
like even when
it.
you talked about her daughter or his daughter, he got more pissed and killed you more violently.
Yeah, I know. I need more. I think I need more.
You need to look through his phone more, read some more details in that.
Maybe I need more clues to unlock other interactions that we can do with him.
I also still think there's probably one or two other things in that apartment that you haven't found yet. Probably.
I didn't even know about where the pocket watch was in the first place.
Yeah.
And you saw how many times I was in that medicine cabinet. I was in there a lot.
You got to put your mouse around everything. Mm-hmm. I feel like you got to be able to do something with the toilet too. Like maybe you can get the pocket watch out, dump it down the toilet or something. Because watching you play through that game means you can interact with the toilet. I saw you can interact with the flowers. I didn't pay attention to that the last time, so you can see if there's anything around the flowers. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming the ventilation vents in the living room and the bedroom are probably to show you how to get into the one in the bathroom when you find it.
I wonder if we can put the ventilation thing back and like hide the watch in a different one.
Maybe you could see.
Because then she would tell him where it is, and he would go to look for it, and it wouldn't be there, and she would be just as shocked as he is.
You could try that. That'd be pretty easy, because all you'd have to do is pop the one off in the living room. She'd be like, what are you doing? Whatever. But then see if there's a way to put it back on anyhow.
I don't know. Can you even put those things back on with a spoon?
I mean, in theory, it's just a screw, yeah.
It looks like he's prying it open.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. But the whole reason I wanted to play this game was because I read an article, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it's about the developer of Metal Gear and how he played it, and he was like, this game has inspired me to make video games again. And then I found out it was on Game Pass, and I was like, I'll give that a shot. And then it just so happened to kind of coincide with us starting our gaming channel, and I'm glad you're there because you've already helped me get to a couple of different spots that probably would have taken me forever.
I don't know about that. I also gave you the idea to like overdose her on sleeping pills.
No, that was me.
Yeah, but we finally found a way to do it. We just gotta get her into the bedroom, and then you have like 10 seconds to do it.
Yeah, very, very.
But you gotta wash the dishes before she gets to wash the dishes. Because another thing I've noticed with like watching your playthrough, and then like when we were playing through it, some of the stuff in there, like it seems like you should interact with it, but a lot of it again is mostly to help you later on, like the thunder and lightning, the way she comments on it. That's just so you know eventually you can use that as dialogue. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming there's a lot of things like that in there somewhere. It's like, well, this is happening. Maybe I can use the fact that this is going to happen or that this is in this location later on as just a clue, or there's something hidden in the same sort of way. Again, same with the vents. If there's literally nothing else to do with the vents, it's just to show you how that you can get into vents. You just got to try to find the one in the other room.
No, I agree. And then
I still vote there's also something you can do in that shower. Otherwise, why would they put a shower in there? That you can walk into.
Because everybody would be like, wow, what, there's a bathroom. There's no shower in this
Well, they could have put a bathtub that you couldn't technically like walk into. You'd have to climb, and it wouldn't let you climb into it. But you can walk all the way around that corner, which makes me believe that you might be able to. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that.
I mean, with these types of games, you have to overthink things. And then a lot of times it's actually simpler than you think. And then no matter what, you're screwed. You get screwed on these types of games so hard. And then let's talk about the fact that we've played roughly 2 hours of this game, but we lost about 40-ish minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, it was something like that, which was annoying. The only thing we really learned that one, what we really learned is where the watch was, and that the light switch,
the thing is,
like if you can get somebody
electrocuted
electrocuted and knocks them unconscious.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we've learned.
I wonder if like she's gonna be like,
what happens if you knock her out?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you get her shit, you can get her shit off her, but I mean,
is this time travel?
Maybe you can make her think you left. If you did that and then go wait in the closet, maybe she thinks you just left.
Let's see.
She probably wouldn't stay unconscious for very long, but then we could maybe spike her. I might hit her with the present, with the first sleeping pills.
This present.
Yeah,
Look,
that would work.
Look, it's clearly
Yeah, that
open.
give you extra time to like
I know
make
there
sure
are
you can
baby
get
clothes inside.
I
everything
just
set up.
bought them today.
But yeah, the software that we use, it comes with the Elgato capture card that we had in the computer, and it had a setting where it was, I guess, recording automatically, and then you could save if you wanted to, or you could like restart the recording, and it was finicky, or at the very least, I didn't understand how to use it. So when we wrapped up and I pressed the record button, which I assumed meant stop recording because it said like 40 minutes, did not save.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate.
Sorry, we'll just have to keep testing it now. Make sure it doesn't do that again.
Yeah.
But I think it's an overall cool game.
Yeah,
Everything about it. It's an interesting way to also do a puzzle game, because it's not like most puzzle games. It's not very straightforward. It's very, you have to just keep playing through.
Yeah, I mean, I've
makes you invest more.
I've seen games like this, but yeah. I mean, not quite like this, but I've seen games with similar, like I can't think of any right now, but similar games with similar mechanics.
Plus the cool, every time you respawn, like how it has that like feeling of even he's like, it happened again. Like, even so, some of the dialogues do repeat, but even when it does, it's like, well, it seems way more severe. Or important, I guess. Not severe. More important. So we saw Free Guy last night, Devin. What are your thoughts on it?
We missed the first 15 minutes.
No, we've missed the first like 5 seconds.
There's no way to know that for sure.
You can probably Google the opening of the movie. We saw his face looking at the fishbowl, and you could still definitely find it.
We walked in and somebody was talking about coffee.
Yeah, but we just like as we're walking into the theater or whatever, you saw his face looking at the goldfish, and then by the time we sat down, he was at the coffee barista.
No. When we walked in, there was somebody putting up chairs, and then somebody was talking about problems that they had, and the barista was like, yeah, no, we're not closed. I just put up the chairs at 5 p.m. for no reason or something like that. What was going on there?
Just closing? Moving chairs around? They're NPCs, Devin. They just have a program.
It might have been important to the plot of the movie, and I'll never know.
That's not true. When it comes out, we'll eventually watch it again. We'll watch the first 5 seconds of the movie we missed.
It wasn't 5 seconds.
It's not our fault,
Do you
Devin.
want to tell them why?
Because Burger King sucks. It was so long in that line just to get the boys their dinner.
Nick constantly reminding me that we were going to be late was a massive stressor.
Yeah, he wasn't cool with that. He was not being cool
Like,
about
bro,
it.
you're not even going to see the movie. Why do you care?
But after we got there, it's still a really good movie all around. A lot of cool references.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I still don't like the loophole. Spoiler alerts for anybody who hasn't seen
Yeah,
it.
you can assume
know.
that all of this is going to be spoilers.
Yeah, probably. But you still have to say it. I still didn't like when she just found a kiss button out of nowhere and they already said that there was no way to do that. That's a loophole that they just threw in there.
Yeah.
And didn't care to close. As soon as it happened, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Like, not even 15 minutes earlier in the movie, y'all had already said you couldn't do that.
I didn't expect to see Channing Tatum.
That was funny.
Yeah. It was pretty good. All the emotes and stuff was great.
Oh, yeah, that was fantastic.
The use of emotes was also good because it's basically exactly how you would use emotes, just to be as absolutely obnoxious as humanly possible.
Agreed. Do you think Channing Tatum actually did that, like, backflip or whatever he did?
No,
Do you
fuck
think
no.
they-
Channing Tatum
You don't
can't
think he-
backflip. I don't believe
You
that
don't
for a
think he
split second. No. No.
There's maybe, I don't know.
Granted, I've never seen Magic Mike, but I don't know.
That's such an old movie, though.
I don't know what kind of moves he's got.
As soon as I saw him backflip, I was like, oh, they're going all out with this character real quick.
Well, it's a video game character. There's a lot of weird stuff. I mean, I don't want to get too deep with it because it's not a deep movie. I mean, not really, but like
It's deep about copyright issues.
it is. Yeah. What I say to Nick, copyright law is not a joke, Jim.
Yeah. It was no joke in the movie either.
No. But it did have some. It did kind of touch on some deeper like issues involving AI and stuff. Because if it's actually like if it thinks it's alive and stuff, I mean, how different really is it from real life?
Yeah.
So
It's no different than us because we're only alive because we think we're alive and we think we're important.
yeah, and there's already arguments to say that we're in a simulation. So what the would be the difference there?
Yeah, if something thinks it's alive. I know with AI, you're right. It's a whole touchy subject because it's like something we created, but at the same time, if we created something minimal and then it created itself at that point, it's its own being, right? That's where you get into those conversations.
And then you have to have laws to protect it. Yeah. I don't know, man.
They did
Slippery
the
slope.
early introduction into that with the Free Guy stuff, talking about AI, seeing like the different dynamics. What is really cool is the way the whole plotline did work with AI is like there are people out there that would literally log into this game just to see what it's doing.
Yeah,
What
I
is
would.
this thing that we create? We created this AI, somebody did. And then just seeing what kind of world it creates within itself.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And that's definitely a game I would log into just to check it out, just to see what it created itself.
It reminds me kind of a game. I think I'm getting this right. I could be completely wrong. There's a game called, if I'm correct, it's called Spore. And it kind of does that. It kind of does like, it's not like AI, but it's like,
Algorithms?
well, all video games are algorithms, but it's like, you start, it's like a game that shows evolution. And so if you give the beings in your world that you've created the right environment, they can evolve to be like two-legged creatures that walk and stand up. But you could also end up with like worms or
Oh, is that the one where, like, we've seen gamers play where it's like a not great graphics, but you
No.
can like zoom in and out, and, like they can create like this own like ecosystem. Like,
you can zoom in and
yeah.
out.
Well, you know what I mean. Like you can either
The
get down on the
hallmark of a great game.
but you know what game I'm talking about. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm the one talking about it. Sounds like you know what
I
game
was
I'm talking about.
trying to remember. I was like, this game sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember the last. Like, yeah, we've seen people play it on YouTube.
It's an older game.
Yeah,
But
you
it's-
can also watch them kill themselves out.
Yeah,
in that game too.
absolutely. Yeah, it's like again, I think that game was probably just made as like a you to everything else because it's like, look, I mean,
It lets you simulate if you put one thing different than something different. And then what that one thing can create differently than this other thing.
Yeah, I don't know how we got here, but...
AI. Well, back to Free Guy. How about that awkward scene across the street between dude and
Listen,
girl?
okay, look, all right.
Or sorry, not dude and girl. I don't remember what their names were.
The whole love interest thing, I could have done without. It was cute that he made Ryan Reynolds like to be the perfect guy, and like he was the love letter to. But we didn't need the whole.
Yeah, that was specifically just for anybody who wanted a love interest. They could have definitely left the love interest out entirely.
I will say that when she was getting yeeted out of the game, I knew what the ending was going to be.
Which one?
When the
like at the end when he's trying to run across the bridge.
Yeah, and she gets yeeted out of the game, and I was like, he's gonna make it. She's gonna watch him in this new world. I immediately called it.
Because that's like it's almost like her child. Like she created that. She's the one who created the code for it.
Yeah, well, it was also
Didn't it?
It was only 4 years old, so
She say it. Oh, that just made it awkward.
yeah. Oh, you're gonna go that route. How about the Marvel and
The Marvel cameos and Disney cameos.
yeah,
That was fantastic.
yeah.
As soon as we saw Chris Evans pop, I was like, it was so brilliant.
That was pretty good. They really, I mean, I don't know how movies get ratings, but I feel like that, I don't know. I guess it is PG-13. They really got close though. I feel like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they wanted it to where kids could still watch it, but they still want it to be very much of an adult movie, which I think they nailed. A child could watch it and be very entertained by it, or an adult can watch it and really understand it, which is really cool.
I geeked out over the Fortnite reference also.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. I feel like the emotes early on were kind of a giveaway for that too.
I mean, emotes are in other games too, but yeah.
They're really big in Fortnite though.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
I'm glad we didn't stop to get popcorn.
Yeah, that's fair. You tried to.
Try to.
It's okay. We got to eat Taco Bell later.
Don't get me started on that either. I don't even want to talk about that either.
What are your thoughts on Dude? It was so bad it was funny.
So I think that the whole tsunami thing, I don't know why, but that screams Blizzard. I don't know why, but like as soon as I saw like tsunami and the way that it was fonted, I was like, they are really poking fun at Blizzard. Is the game developer.
Oh, okay.
They made I'm pretty sure they made WoW.
Really?
Yeah, I'm almost positive they did.
Why were they poking fun at it though?
I don't know. I don't know the history of Blizzard very well, so I can't really state on. I mean, it could have been just a poke at publishing and video games in general, which I don't know why. Because if this is in collaboration with Disney, who I believe owns EA or at least works very closely with EA, EA is just as guilty as releasing broken games. Also, Star Wars Battlefront, both the new ones. Mm-hmm. Hate you, Disney. You had gold and you ruined it.
Even if they're probably poking fun at it, but it's probably because, if nothing else, whoever wrote the movie, directed or whoever was like the main thing about that, they told them in a way like, this is still gonna sell. It's making fun of you and all you guys who do this shit for money, but it's gonna sell. And they're like, you know what? Again, for money, okay, cool.
Well, the reason I bring that up is
fun at them for that.
Because dude, they all the like developers and stuff was like, yeah, he's broken. He only has half a brain, and like they put him in the game anyway because
here's to getting fired, guys. As like click go.
Yeah, and dude was like fundamentally broken. He didn't even have all of his what
are those words? Dialogue.
Yeah, yeah. I love three things: kicking ass, TBD, and what was the other one?
Insert number 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
They hadn't even written number 3 yet.
Well, it was funny because they had kick ass and then TBD, to be determined. So they didn't have number 2 either. And then they didn't have number 3 either. So, and then they just drop him in. He's dumber than hell. They just CGI'd Ryan Reynolds' face on that dude, right?
Maybe he might have worn like a green suit or something, or what I guess morph suit or whatever. You can probably look it up. I guarantee they had backstage footage of that. Either that or they'd made the whole thing CGI. I can't tell if he was real, other than when Buddy's like playing with him. which I thought Buddy was a great character. That was so good.
This is the first time that we're doing this. So with that in mind, what ratings scale do we want to? Do we want to go 5 stars? Do we want to go 1 out of 10? Are we including decimals?
I mean, we can do 2 macaronis out of chili. Do what that one channel does.
What is that guy?
I don't remember. He does the.
I want to shout him out if we're gonna reference him. Hi boy. High as in you've smoked marijuana and you are now feeling the effects.
Can you spell that for me, Devin?
And boy as in.
Okay.
But spell it with an I instead of a Y.
Boy, isn't that how they do it for like video games? Boy,
I don't know, but yeah, he does that. I don't know. 5. So we're doing the 5-star rating system.
do 5 or 10 stars.
Are we including decimals?
Let's just do even numbers. It's easier.
No, I can't do that.
we
Okay, we're including decimals.
don't have to do stars. We can do anything.
So 1 out of 5.
I don't know. We can do 1 out of 5. That's fun.
What do you give it?
Free Guy as a whole, I would give it. I think it was a really well done movie all around between storyline. The only thing I didn't like is the love interest thing. I get it. And honestly, early in the movie, it was fine. But towards the later, it just got cringy.
It was the ending.
Yeah, the ending was just cringe. The beginning part was fine. Because of that, I'd give it a 3.8. It's almost 4 stars. But again, that end cringe of the couple was just not great for me. I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, fantastic movie. Would recommend.
I wanted to give it a 4.6, but I missed the first 15 minutes.
It wasn't 15 minutes.
So with that in mind and the cringe at the end for the love triangle. Also, real quick, I didn't like the main guy, the bad guy. I didn't like him. What was his name?
The main bad guy?
Yeah.
Oh, like the...
Antoine.
Antoine.
Fuck, I hated that guy.
The only thing I didn't like is the consistency in the acting of that character.
Yeah.
You could tell there was like 2 different personalities he was putting on, or 2 different voices. That was weird, because one scene he'd be full in depth, and then like this character, you're like, all right, that's Antoine. Then the next scene he'd be acting different. I'm like, okay, so is he this way or this way? I think that was an acting issue somewhere in there. It just wasn't. I also didn't like the best friend issue between like the other developer or whatever that was working with the main. I cannot remember these regular dudes' names. The first guy would be like, hey, don't take this to Antoine. Because he's like, oh, well, at the end, he's like, well, this is my dude. I'm going to do what I need to for him. I'm like, but the whole fucking movie, you're stabbing him in the back. If you're his dude, I feel bad for him. Because you are a bad best friend. That part I didn't like either.
Also, it made some political references, which I would typically be fine with, except for when watching this movie, it was very clear to me that this is just this is a movie for fun. And like there was some political stuff, and it's not that I disagreed with anything that they said, but bro, come on, you could leave that out of there. I don't think it's like any piece of like great cinematic, like, I mean, I'm not an expert in any of this, but I don't think it's like this great piece of cinematic history. But it was a lot of fun to watch. And so for that, I'll give it a 4.2. Especially because I missed the first 15 minutes.
It wasn't 15 minutes. Hey, if you enjoyed listening to that episode, you can find more. Just go to graymanmediaco.com and you find all things The Other Show.